Good morning, everyone. Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Sean B. Perkins. While court is in session, please keep your backgrounds quiet and clear. Sit back with your names to be called. Also, if you're in a vehicle, there is no driving while court is in session. Also, there will be no talking, eating, drinking, gum chewing, or walking around of any kind while court is in session. Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So let's start. Mrs. Aycock, I pronounced that correctly, didn't I?
You did, Your Honor. Yes, thank you.
We're going to give the officer in your matter a half-hour grace period to check in. So if they don't check in, then feel free to make myself aware of that. It's supposed to start at 8:30. If they're not here by 9 o'clock, then you can step up and let me know.
Very well, Your Honor. Thank you.
Let's call the state of Michigan versus, are we ready, Mrs. Williams-Law?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Let's call the state of Michigan versus Devin James Guyton. Case numbers SP 101-1587, counts 1 and counts 2, and SX 365-3952, counts 1 and counts 2. Mr. Guyton, are you there, sir? Oh, he just signed off. We'll pass the matter. Yeah, he's back, but he had some trouble with his connecting to his Mr. Guyton, can you hear me? You need to unmute yourself. You need to unmute yourself, sir. All right. He's having trouble with his device. So we will go.
Can you hear me now?
Mr. Guyton, I got you, sir. You're I have 2 city matters and 2 state matters. I have dismissed the 2 city matters based on a plea for the state. Let me ask you this, sir, and it's just a yes or no answer. Do you have insurance and registration, sir?
Oh.
All right. So this is Bradfield. I have a security, a failure to. It seems as though this charge may have arisen. Did we lose him again? All right, let's pass that.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, let's call the city of Detroit versus Stefan Little, case number SP 111-5436, counts 1, 2, and 3. You got it. All right. Can you hear me, Mr. Little? Does everybody have trouble with it? Okay. Mr. Little, there's an offer here in the file for you to plead to the amended count of failure to display a valid driver's license. That's a misdemeanor. I'll fine you $240 in that. And it does abstract to the Secretary of State. It will produce an additional 30-day suspension, but it doesn't carry any points, sir. Do you have a driver's license, insurance, or plates for the vehicle, sir?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Goss, he's paid a note of insurance ticket, and he's also paid seatbelt ticket that related to this matter. Okay. Based on the payment of those 2 civil infractions that went along with this case, sir, the city attorney is willing to dismiss the matter. You're gonna be responsible, however, for you're gonna be responsible to pay the, I'm gonna waive the warrant fees, sir, but you're gonna be responsible to pay the reinstatement fees.
Okay.
All right? If there's nothing further, sir, you have a very good day. If you don't have any questions.
Yeah. I have a question. So how much will I have to pay?
It looks like you're gonna owe 3 reinstatement fees of $45 a piece. That's gonna be $135. If you pay that, you'll be cleared here at the 36th District Court, sir.
Okay, I really appreciate you.
All right, have a great day, sir.
Okay, you too.
Okay, let's while we have everyone on the line, where's Mr. Ligon?
I'm not finding it.
Yeah, it's Liggon. Yes,
Was it a reckless or reckless?
it's a record.
Did he send the stuff to you?
What?
Did he send you the pass?
Do you have Mr. Ligon, do you have the copy of the certificate?
Yes.
Can you email that to me? Spell your last name for me, Mr. Ligon.
Ligon.
I'll put GG, I'm sorry.
Oh,
You put 2 G's on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you want me to just email this to you?
Yeah, can you have the capability of doing that?
okay.
Yes, sir. I need your information.
I'm about to send it to you in the chat.
You gonna send it to me on the text?
Yeah, in the chat here.
Oh, in the chat.
Yeah, you see it pop up, you hit that chat button.
Yeah, it just disappeared. Let me see.
Oh. I'll do it again. From my home. Oh, okay. Mr. Ligon, I want you to also go into the breakout room with Mrs. Bradfield and discuss the nature of this with her, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Ms. Bradfield, Mr. Ligon was charged with reckless driving. I will his file is here. He's not on the docket. I did tell him that he would be able to come in after he got finished taking the defensive driving course, which he says he did take. And he is going to show us proof, and he also knows that he's going to come with some substantive information for the court. But I wanted him to discuss the nature of the charge with you and the facts and circumstances behind it, okay?
Okay. Is it possible for me to get a copy of that ticket?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
You let me know when you get that copy, and then I'll put you in the breakout room. Until then, we'll go ahead to the next person and use the best use of our time. And Mr. Guyton, have you worked out your technical difficulties there?
Yeah, my connection's not the best.
All right, we'll try to get this done again. Let's recall the case of Devin James Guyton. Again, Mr. Guyton, I was saying earlier that there's an offer here. Well, the city is going to base their offer on what the state does. And based on a plea to the state, it appears that the city is going to dismiss their charges. So with that being said, Mrs. Bradfield, I got a charge here that I've never, seen a negotiation what the city usually does for this. It's the motor vehicle operate without security. And I looked up the MCL.
Your Honor, hold on just one moment, please. Can everyone mute your line with the exception of Mr. Guyton, please? There's a lot of feedback and I cannot hear the judge.
Thank you, Ms. Bradfield. Good, Johnny.
Okay,
Very well.
that's for no insurance.
That's for, I know that's for no insurance, but it's for no insurance apparently with an out-of-state vehicle, correct?
Well, I don't know because I just have the docket.
Yeah, I read the MCL code and that's how it appeared, but whatever the case may be, what is the general, in your experience, what is the general outcome of that? What do they usually offer?
Improper plates.
All right, so that's going to be the offer today, sir. The offer today will be the improper plate. That's a $240 fine, and that will not abstract to the Secretary of State. However, it is a misdemeanor, but I'll fine you $240. It's no points, and if you want to take that, of course, you do have a right to a trial. And of course, you do have I can put you in a breakout room with Mrs. Bradfield to discuss the nature of the tickets if you want to see if you want to present a defense for it.
No, that's fine. I'll take that, please.
All right. If you can, sir, can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yeah.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Sir, you can put your hand down. Sir, let me ask you, you understand that you have a right to a trial in these matters?
Yes.
You understand by taking this offer, you're going to give that trial right up?
Yes.
Has anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record?
No.
Sir, let me draw your attention to December 2nd, 2019 at around 1:30 p.m. in the city of Detroit in the area of Jefferson and Dearborn Street, sir. Did you have an occasion to be pulled over by a Detroit police officer on that day?
Yes, I did.
And were you operating a 2002 Honda?
Yes.
And on that Honda, sir, did you have insurance, valid insurance on that day?
No, I did not.
All right, very well. Are you satisfied, Counselor?
Daphne Bradfield, P70578. I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
Okay. With that, the court is satisfied. Sir, I'm going to find you guilty of the amended count of improper plate. I'm going to fine you $240 in the matter. And how much time do you need to pay, sir?
Can you repeat that?
I said, I'm going to fine you $240. I'm going to find you guilty of the amended count of improper plate.
Okay.
And I'm going to fine you $240. How much time do you need to pay that?
I can pay it Wednesday.
Okay, so I'm going to put in the file that you pay by, you said you can pay Wednesday. I'm gonna say you can pay by August 25th, sir. I will waive the warrant fees, but you're gonna be responsible to pay the reinstatement fees in these matters, okay?
That's fine.
Okay, so, sir, if you find yourself in the position that you can't pay, then you need to get to the court and zoom back in and ask for some more time. I don't want this to become a situation that compounds into extra penalties and fees because you can't pay. All right?
Okay, that's fine. And how many reinstatement fees is that?
There's going to be 4 reinstatement fees, sir. That's not going
And I have another.
That's not going to be a part of. That's not going to be a part of this order, sir. I'm only concerned about the $240. The reinstatement fees are going to be something that you're going to need to take care of if you want to get clearances here in the 36th District Court.
Okay, no problem.
All right. All right. I can hear you. Yes. Who's speaking? I can't hear you very well, sir. You're going to have to get your device together. All right. All right, Mr. Guyton, if there's nothing further, you're free to leave, sir.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
We have 2 new people to sign in. And Your Honor, I do have the ticket for Mr. Liggins.
Okay. All right, we're gonna have some discussion on that matter. Okay. So, all right, but all right, we'll figure it out.
Okay. I'm gonna head downstairs now.
All right. Officer Croxton, Corporal Croxton, I should say.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good. Good to see you again. Good.
Always a pleasure. On the iPhone there, who's that? What's your name, please?
Daniel Lowe.
Daniel Lowe. Good morning, Mr. Lowe.
Good morning.
And Mr. Long, I don't see your name on the docket. How can we help you today, sir?
Hello?
Hello? How you doing, Mr. Long?
Oh, I'm doing fine, Your Honor. I had an arraignment with you on July the 13th at 1:30 p.m. and I decided to go to trial, and you set me a trial date of August the 16th, which is today, at 9 a.m. But I received a motion in the mail to show up on September the 16th to show just cause for failure to appear. And I've been calling your office, but every time I call, I think the court clerk or court recorder or whatever, they were in court on record at the time.
All right, we'll take care of it, sir. We'll see what happens. Just sit tight, please.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, let's go.
Corporal Malone, who she's on, MPO Malone.
All right, Corporal Malone, MTO Malone.
Good morning,
morning.
sir.
Who are you here on?
Let me check 1 second. I believe it's a Joseph Lee.
Joseph Lee.
Yes, sir.
I don't think Joseph Lee is in here this morning. That ship may have failed.
Okay.
Let's see. Disorderly conduct?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see where we're at. Mr. Lee,
September the 2nd
is that what you got? September the 2nd?
for the trial.
My clerk says trial date September 2nd at 9 a.m.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, have a great day. Be safe out there.
Thank you, sir. You too. Bye-bye.
That was easy, man.
Who's that? Investigator Summerfield.
Oh, good.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning to you, ma'am. What are we on?
There's a B tickets must be an animal case trial.
All right, we're gonna wait on your, we're gonna wait on Mr. Goodman see if he shows, okay?
Okay.
All right, very well. Let's go back to Mr. Gillen. You have your hand up.
Yes.
Is that Mrs. Gillen?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Johnny?
Yes, Janae.
All right, good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning.
Let's see here. All right. This is City of Detroit versus Joanne Gillum. Case numbers SP 108-48951, SP 1121492, counts 1 and 2, and 17-295-382, counts 1 and counts 2. So, ma'am, there's an offer here in the file for you to plead to the amended count of failure to display a valid driver's license. Let me see here. I see that you paid a related ticket, careless driving. So, unfortunately, ma'am, you make those payments without coming to court, and that puts you in that automatically makes you responsible when you make that payment, and it automatically signs you up for all the repercussions of that. So that careless driving is a 3-point ticket, ma'am. I also see that you signed up for a prohibited left turn, which would be another probably 2-point ticket if I'm not mistaken. Am I right with that, Mrs. Bradfield?
Yes, you are.
So while the court recognizes that you are doing everything that you should, well, you're trying to stay on top of these matters, and by paying them, it doesn't help to just pay these tickets, ma'am. You've already signed up for 5 points on your license by paying the tickets. So with that being said, Ms. Bradfield?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you need to speak with Mrs. Gillen right now, or do you want to see if you can approach the city attorney on that matter?
Yes, I would like to approach the city attorney on that matter, since she has paid 2 tickets that total 5 points.
I'm willing to dismiss the failure to display and just dismiss all the other matters, but I think in the interest of Mrs. Gilliam, that might be a better approach. She may have to come out more today than she will in the future, but it would definitely be a benefit if that works for you. So I'm going to pass that matter, and I'm going to wait on the city attorney to come back. Now, that's all depending on you, Ms. Gilliam, if you want to do that.
If I want to wait.
Yes, the House Counsel wants to approach the city attorney, and the House Counsel wants to see if she can find you some relief on those 5 points that you signed up with. And what she'll do is she'll make a motion, and she'll have a discussion with the city attorney and to see if you can enter into a different agreement, and it'll back those out. So that's going to be completely up to you, ma'am, if you want to wait.
I kind of wanted to see what I had to pay or what I had to do in order to get my license. I really didn't have time.
You need to speak with the lawyer, ma'am.
Okay.
Let me put you in a breakout room.
Okay.
All right. All right, Janelle Thomas.
Sir?
Is Ms. Thomas on the line? Ms. Thomas, I'm calling your name. You got your hand up. All right. No, Ms. Thomas. Are you there, ma'am?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm trying to find out whether you're in the right courtroom or not.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I have a subpoena for Amy Lucas.
Oh, Amy Lucas. So you're an officer, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Miss Amy Lucas is checked in. So what I'll do is I'm waiting on the city attorney to come back. And we will see if I just Amy Lucas, okay, I'll see that. That's at 9 a.m. I will put you in a breakout room with the city attorney when he comes back. Okay. And give you an opportunity to discuss this matter with him before. So, Ms. Lucas, you're gonna be waiting on the city attorney to get you an offer. I can put you in a breakout room with Mrs. Bradfield to discuss the matter, and when Mrs. Bradfield comes back, okay?
Okay.
Until then, I need everybody to mute their phones until I specifically call their name. What happened to Mr. Chevron? Did we take care of him already? You know, Johnny Gully put her matter aside so she can speak with. So this is Mrs. Aycock, counselor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your officer appeared?
I'm sorry, you broke up.
Has your officer appeared?
I have not seen the officer for Jacqueline Lash that I'm aware of.
Well, ma'am, I told you that once it becomes that time.
Yes, Your Honor, I would move, since the officer is not present, I would move for dismissal with the court's permission.
Let me get the case call.
Thank you.
All right, this is the city of Detroit versus Jacqueline Brooke Blash, case number SP 12058151. Appearance for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Leslie Aycock on behalf of defendant Lash.
Okay. This is ACOP. Today is the date and time set for a trial. Is your client here today, ma'am?
My client is prepared, has provided me authority to move forward on her behalf this morning. And it's my understanding that I don't believe the officer has checked in. It was set for 8:30. It's now after 9. Your Honor, I would move for dismissal on behalf of my client.
Okay, we'll waive your client's appearance. You have the authority to enter into any agreement on your client's behalf. Is there an officer, Joseph E. Anthony? Hearing no response, today is the date and time set for a trial in the matter. Officer Anthony was supposed to be here by 8:30. It is now 9 a.m. and there is no response from the officer. So based on that, we're going to dismiss the matter based on no officer. Is there anything further, Ms. Counselor?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you. I appreciate your patience in this matter. You have a good day.
All right, you as well. Thank you. All right. Let's go to Mr. Daniel Lowe.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
File here. All right. What about Mr. Lowe? You're supposed to take the defensive driving course as well?
Right. I completed that.
Have you done so, sir?
Yes, sir. They
All
were
right.
supposed
I need you to provide me proof of that.
Okay. They were supposed to send a copy over to the court as I finished the court. As I finished the information, they were supposed to automatically send it over, but I do also have a physical record of it that they sent through the mail.
All right. Can you send me a screenshot of that proof? I'm going to put my email address in the chat, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so let's call the cases. This is the case number. This is the city of Detroit versus Daniel Lee Lowe. Case numbers SP 11420501 and SP 11420511. Let me see if there's any other matters that we need to clear up. Okay, I'm not seeing any other matters. So, Mr. Lowe, you were given the opportunity to take the Michigan Defensive Driving course. You're going to provide me evidence of that via email. And you, as well as Mr. Ligon, are going to give a robust discussion on that. Let me, Ms. Bradfield, did you have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Ligon?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Okay, let me put you two in a breakout room.
Okay, did Mr. Doss come back to the courtroom?
Yes, he did.
Okay, Ms. Gilliam is at work. She works at a plant, so she stepped out to come on court today. I wanted to make sure her matter is done as soon as possible so she could go back to work.
Okay. You want to speak to Mr. Doss?
Yes, please.
All right, let's pass this matter. Let's go back on the record for Janae Gilliam.
Thank you.
And Mr. Goss, Mrs. Bradfield would like to speak to you as it relates to Mrs. Gilliam. Can you put your appearance on the record, please?
May it please this honorable court, Anthony Goss, P60162.
So Ms. Gilliam was charged with driving while license suspended in one matter, and along with that, she had a careless driving that she paid. In another matter, she was charged with no license and no insurance, that she had a prohibited left turn that she paid. And then she has another 2 driving while license suspended and no insurance that were back in 2017. She also paid civil infraction as it related to those matters. Okay, and that was what we initially, but I think Ms. Bradfield wanted to speak with you regarding maybe setting aside. Is that what your conversation needs to be with Mrs. Hold on, sir. We're on the record. Is that what your conversations need to be with Mr. Goss?
I'm sorry, you said in regards to what, Your Honor?
In regards to what would you want to speak? The offer is dismissing the 2 matters, dismissing all the other matters because based on the payment of the civil infractions and the signing up of the points. But did you want to say something else regarding that, Ms. Bradfield?
Yes, if it's possible that even though she paid those tickets, if some of the points can be reduced.
So are you talking about setting aside the civil infractions? The civil infractions were this, the first one, the careless driving, was May 21st, 2020. And the prohibited left turn was 10/8/2020. So just last year.
You know what? I would ask this if you were granted, you know what?
Okay. So if the motion is granted to set aside the civil infractions, then we're going to require, the city attorney is going to require that before another offer is available to Mrs. Gilliam, that she needs to take the Michigan defensive driving course. And then we come back, just like everyone else that has a careless driving and multiple offenses like of that nature. She needs to come with that robust discussion about what she learned, and then another offer will be available to them at that time. So essentially, Ms. Gilliam, if you want to back your way out of these points, then you're going to have to take the Michigan defensive driving course, and you're going to have to come back on another day after you show proof of that course, and after you and then you have to come and speak to the court about what you learned. The better the discussion, the better the offer.
Okay, yes, sir.
You want to do that?
Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Bradfield, would you like to make a motion?
We'd like to ask that the civil infractions be set aside, Your Honor, and give my client an opportunity to take the Michigan defensive driving course and present it to the court at her next court date.
Okay, I'm gonna presume that Mrs. Gillen, when you signed up and when you paid these matters, you did not have the benefit of a lawyer to advise you on these things?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I couldn't hear you. It's kind of loud.
I'm gonna presume that when you paid these matters, these civil infractions, you didn't have a lawyer to advise you on that day, did you?
No, actually, I missed court.
Based on that, I'm going to set aside the civil infractions, and I'm going to give you an opportunity, ma'am, to bring all this stuff back and relitigate this. But before we do that, I wanted you to take the Michigan defensive driving course, and I'm going to put that course in the chat, and based on you providing a certificate of you taking that course and coming back into court and having some robust discussion about what you learned on that course, at that time you will be availed an offer to you that I'm sure is more favorable than what you signed up for, the 5 points that you signed up for. But the better the discussion, the better the off.
Okay.
And there's no objection to her setting aside defaults, correct?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Do you see that in the chat, ma'am?
It popped up, but it went away.
All right, let it pop up again.
If you click more and then click chat, you'll be able to see it and then screenshot it, okay?
Okay, I have it.
Screenshot it.
Got that. Take the Michigan Defensive Driving, ma'am, and then come back and be prepared to enter into some discussion about that. I'm going to set this over till 2021, September 15th at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
All right, ma'am. So if there's nothing further, ma'am, since I see that you may not have a driver's license now, I will give you the opportunity to come back in before the September 15th date. As long as you provide me with that certificate, I'll put my email address in the chat as well, and you can provide me that certificate ahead of time, so I'll know and I can have the court clerk pull your file, and we can address it again. Okay.
Okay.
All right. If there's nothing further, ma'am, I'm going to set aside those defaults, and we'll be back here at the very latest on September 15th with all of that, ready to have that discussion. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am.
You too.
So what I have Mr. So let me do this. So, and this is a good time to put Mr. Ligon in the chat with Mrs. Brad.
Your Honor, also get in the chat with Corporal Clark.
Yes.
Yes, this defendant is here.
I'm going to put you in the chat with Corporal Clark, and I'm going to put you in the chat with the city attorney. All right. So we're going to have Mr. Lee discuss this matter right now.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lowe, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Recalling the case of Daniel Lee Lowe. Mr. Lowe, I am in possession of your certificate of completion of the course. And based on that and your robust discussion that you're going to provide the court, I know you're going to give us a lot of information and provide everybody online with a lot of information. That's going to depend on how good the officer is. So I'll give you the floor, sir. What did you get out of it that you probably didn't know? And as it relates to also the charge that you've been charged with, driving in an unsafe manner.
Well, it was basically just a refresher course, Your Honor, of when we first get our driver's license, we don't have to take any type of test, throughout. So I have my license for about 20 years now. So basically, it was just a refresher course on basically just general safety. You know what I'm saying, and some things that I may have forgot about myself that I actually used over the last week when it came to like backing up, coming around corners and stuff like that, and reverse and stuff that I maybe wasn't aware of, that I knew wasn't probably too lawful or too safe or anything like that. But taking that course actually kind of put that in my head that, maybe I shouldn't take this risk of just doing something that could be avoidable to get a ticket or to, cause an accident or anything like that.
Let me stop. So you referenced that you had in mind that you were going to make a move that you thought about after because you paid attention to this class. So put it in context for what were you thinking about doing, and what did the class say as which kind of refreshed you on that?
Okay, so I'm a driver. I do transportation for seniors, and on Sunday, actually it was yesterday. Actually, couldn't think about it. So on Sunday, I picked up a young lady down in Southwest Detroit, and she lives in an apartment apartment complex on the corner. So kind of a congested area right there. So usually what I would do, honestly, Your Honor, I would just kind of I would kind of put my car in reverse and go around that corner instead of going straight up the street and turning around in a safe manner. I would reverse right there at that light and turn around just to cut on my driving and just make it a little bit easier for me. But it's a blind spot in that corner where you can't see what's coming around, that corner if another car is coming. So that's what I would typically do in that situation. But again, taking that course tells me that that's something that you're not supposed to do. And that's something that I know, just general knowledge of driving, but it kind of, it came to my mind as I was thinking about that. And that's the main thing, the first thing that I thought of since taking the course.
So essentially, what it's saying is take an extra few seconds or a minute or so and avoid those unsafe things. So for example, the other day I'm on the freeway and somebody sees that they probably either missed the exit or about to miss the exit, and they cut across 3 lanes of traffic to get to that exit. And I thought about it, they cut right in front of me and a couple other drivers, all to get to an exit when they could have either killed themselves, killed somebody else, in order to make that turn instead of just going down to the next exit, turning around and coming back the other way. So is that sort of what the class was talking about?
Right, exactly. And I often find myself in that position as well, coming off a freeway, especially off the Lodge. I don't know if you're familiar with it, coming off the Lodge, going on the West Grand Boulevard. A lot of people, you're not supposed to make that first exit onto the boulevard, but a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it myself, I've done it before, went across those 3 lanes of traffic, you know what I'm saying, and just to make that exit. I did it.
That's coming onto the Lodge from 94, right?
Right, exactly.
And then when you get off on east, when you're going on the Lodge, going south to east on the Lodge, you can't get off. You're not supposed to cross those 3 lanes of traffic to get off 94 going east, correct?
Exactly. Yep.
So, all right. So based on that, it's basically telling you to have patience on the road, correct?
Exactly.
All right. What else can you bring to the people online?
I would just say I've been hit with a lot of tickets over the last few months, and me being a driver is frustrating. But just take your time, do the speed limits, be aware of what's going on. I think with me myself, I know with the pandemic going on, it has been a lot less traffic on the road. So I think that we kind of loosen up our we don't pay attention as much to our surroundings as we maybe have. Our speed probably increases a little bit more. We probably think we can get away with a little bit more. So, it's more people that's getting back on the roads now. So we just got to be safe and be patient. It's not worth getting no tickets and coming to court and giving up the money that we work hard for to pay these tickets off.
Did they talk about in the course aggressive driving and things like that, and how before you get into the car, that sort of sets the tone on how you're going to drive and how you're going to drive that day?
Yeah, they do. As I said, if you're like angry or if you got a crying baby and stuff like that, that stuff kind of contributes to how you're going to drive, and it does set the tone. And some people can be frustrated before they even hit the road.
All right, so I think something. And relating to your situation in particular, you drive for a living. So I would suspect that you would be one that would be one of the better drivers on the road. But you still have come and addressed the court honestly and said that you still got something out of the course, and it helped you, especially in one particular situation just recently that you were about to do. That the course kind of refreshed you and enlightened you on a move that you would normally make, but not to stop making that now. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm satisfied that you have done what your end of the bargain is, sir. And I'm glad that this course has kind of refreshed you on what you already knew. And it shows that you're probably on the road more than anyone else in this room. You're driving for a living, and you're doing commercial driving, and it shows that you probably, the more chances we get in the car, the greater the likelihood of something happening is going to be, even if you're being totally safe driving. Somebody else is probably not as safe as you are. So you're in the car more often, and I'm glad that this course kind of woke you up on some things that you normally would do that you're not supposed to. But based on this course, it kind of stopped you and told you to take that extra few seconds to go around the corner. So with that being said, sir, I do have receipt of your certificate, and I appreciate the discussion you bring. The offer now is going to be to amend the driving in an unsafe manner to a blocking traffic. That's going to be a $175 fine. That's like an expensive parking ticket, sir. And then the other ticket of improper plate is going to be dismissed. Is that something that you would you want to take that offer, sir?
Right. Yeah, that's what we discussed last month at the last hearing. Yeah. So. Very
well. So you avoid at least 2 points on your driver's license, which for you, I know you're paying insurance if you're picking up people, would help you for the next 3 years. So let's raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, sir. Put your hand down. You understand you have a right to a trial in this matter?
I do.
You understand by taking this offer, you're going to give that trial right up?
Yes, sir.
All right. Has anybody offered you anything other than what I just stated in the record?
No.
Okay, Mr. Bradfield, will your client stipulate probable cause that for an accurate factual basis the face of the ticket?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what was the offer? Because I was in the breakout room.
Blocking traffic, the amended count of blocking traffic, $175 fine, and dismiss the other count of improper plates with the stipulation of probable cause. He was originally charged with driving in an unsafe manner.
We so stipulate, Your Honor.
Okay, based on that stipulation, we're going to dismiss the misdemeanor, and we're going to use the face of the ticket as an accurate factual basis. I'm going to fine you $175, sir. When can you pay?
I could pay today. I was prepared to pay today.
Okay, very well. I think I think we've discussed that as well. I appreciate everything that you brought. We're just going to put in the system tomorrow's date, just so that if you find yourself unable to take care of that today, you'll have at least till tomorrow. And if you find yourself unable to take care of that by tomorrow, so then you need to zoom back in and ask the court for some more time.
Okay, no problem. May I ask a question real quick, Your Honor?
Sir.
So during this whole process of me taking the class, I had got pulled over, and they had charged me with a driving while suspended. And I called last week to the court and spoke to the clerk, and she was gonna do her best to try to put these tickets with this matter right here. I'm not sure if she was able to do so or not. It don't sound like she was able to get it over to you. But I was charged with a driving while suspended, and I was trying to see how I would take care of that because
well, unfortunately, sir, those tickets haven't hit the system yet.
Okay.
What we'll do is, I don't know if those tickets will ever hit the system. I'm sure my clerk can take down those case numbers and get them to put that in the system. Or if you want to just keep checking the system periodically to make sure that those are on the system, then get to the system, then you can do that as well.
So what does that mean by they're not in the system, does that mean that
So that means that what the officer needs to do is actually physically bring the ticket down to court. And once the officer does that, then the court, somebody downstairs needs to put those tickets into the system in order for it to generate a time, start the clock on running and you taking care of the matter. If it never hits the system, then it's like it never happened. But if I understand you want to take care of it, and I presume that you do have a driver's license, so you know a lot of times those cases are dismissed anyway upon showing of the license. If you want us to take that, if you have the ticket number available to you, why don't you call the court this afternoon? And if you want us to try to get that in the system for you so you can be heard on that, then we can do that.
okay. All
Or
right.
you can wait and just check periodically.
Okay.
All right, so call us later on this afternoon when we're not as busy, and then we can see if we can assist you.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, very well. All right, are we ready on any formal hearings?
Owensby, he's supposed to take the defensive driver things.
Mr. Owensby? You're on mute, sir, if you're. Mr. Owensby, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can hear you, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, sir.
Is this a situation where is this a trial here?
It's scheduled for trial.
And that's Officer Croxton, and I knew Officer Croxton was gonna be here. I just knew that.
But I believe he wanted to bill himself to the mission.
He did say he was gonna make himself, and I saw him, and it seems like he has taken that Michigan defensive driving course, because I saw him nod his head on certain things, affirming what he learned as well from some of the classes. Is that correct, Mr. Owensby?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I think that you're prepared to offer the courtroom a little bit more information on what was learned that's kind of different than what Mr. Okay, so let's call the case.
Your Honor. Yes. Can you put it on Corporal Alexander?
All right, what if Mr. Owensby becomes correct?
Same thing.
Same thing?
I think we just stuff.
Okay. Corporal Alexander, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with the city attorney so you can discuss that matter. All right, let's go with let me call the case. This is the city of Detroit versus Philip Edward Owensby. Case numbers SP 115603331 and SP 115635151. Some other matters here, Mr. Owensby, I probably said I was going to help you out with, and I'll do that. Today is the date and time set for a trial in the matter. Can you put your appearance on the record, Counselor?
Appearance?
No, your Ms. Bradfield.
Daphne Bradfield on behalf of Mr. Owensby.
Okay, and Corporal Croxton, can you put your appearance on the record, please? Is Corporal Croxton still here?
I think we lost him.
He probably. Okay, so Mr. Owensby, you were charged with the 16 to 20 over and failure to have a proper license, sir. On the last time you were here, you elected also to take the Michigan defensive driving course. And so based on that and based on the nature of your charge, I would like you sort of to relate what you learned from the course based on your charge. And I would like you to bring some information that people online otherwise probably wouldn't have known that you learned. So let's give you the floor and let's have that discussion, sir.
Okay, the first thing regarding to the matter that I'm facing, I learned about the awareness, the special awareness, collision preventability. You know, like about the safety and about attempting to warn the other drivers that's even behind you and in front of you. And it's always great. It's always great to give the trailer. It's always great to give the trailer a signal, like whether you're going left or right, and it's hazardous without using your mirrors. Your mirrors are put on the vehicle to really help you. A lot of people do not use their mirrors, and I was one of them. You know what I'm saying? The mirrors are really good to help you, and the signals of when somebody is riding behind you. You know, you have to signal at all times. You cannot miss 1 or 2 seconds because it could cause a collision. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people does this, because I does this. And then speeding. You cannot be again. If you're trailing the car, also to avoid any type of impact or anything, you get them at least 5 steps away in traffic. You know, like there's just a lot of stuff that I was enlightened on. Like I got the whole
you say steps away, we're talking about car lengths away from the vehicle in front of you, right?
Yes.
In order to, if they make a move, and that's particularly important because a lot of times we see tickets for failure to give clear distance, and that's what the ticket will say. And the ticket is really somebody hit somebody in the back because the person in front of them, for whatever reason, or for no reason at all, they just decided to jam on their brakes. I mean, sometimes people jam on their brakes because of that person is trailing them so far in the back. And that person hits that person, and then they want to come to court and claim, listen, they had no reason to jam on their brakes like that because there was nothing in front of them. Then the court says, or the officer says, you had no reason to be that close to them to hit them if they jammed on their brakes. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, yes, that is correct, y'all.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, and another thing, going to another matter, I read into like the speed, like the deaths, or the traffic deaths, you know, and that messed me up because it was so many traffic deaths, you know, from the year. See, look, I went through it terribly. From the year, it was crashes that decreased from the year 07 to 08. And I wasn't aware of this until I took this collision, you know, this course. And so many kids have been, innocent kids and bystanders have been killed by people speeding. Like speeding, it's always good to at least do 5. If you're going to take the speed, if you're going to at least try to overdo the speed limit, 2 to 3, you know, maybe 5 would be okay. But it's really not okay.
Wait a minute now. Let me stop you, Mr. Owens, because I see Corporal Alexander. I see Investigator Summerfield. They kind of raised up when you said that. No, it's no reason to speed at all. You know, 5 over is no reason to speed because first of all, you're not going to get there any quicker. Because Corporal Alexander, he's sitting there in his car, and that's what he's tasked to do, is watch the person that's driving over the speed limit. And when you think you're making up those few extra minutes by going that little bit over, then he pulls you over, and now you're back 45 minutes because he's got to do what he's got to do. So let's give the people online some accurate information.
Okay, you're right. It's all accurate. I was just telling you that it's safe. It's safe to follow all instructions, every stop sign, every yield sign, every speed sign, because most of the deaths that's been caused has been innocent bystanders, you know, and people. We got to clean that up. Children.
And I always say this, you know, for whatever reason, it's the allegation here that you were doing 52 in a 35-mile-an-hour zone on a city street. On the freeway, you know, Corporal Alexander may give you a little bit of leeway on that because but on the city street, you got people crossing the street. You got little kids that might inadvertently run out the street. And if you hit a kid at 35 miles an hour, you're going to very seriously injure or kill them. just imagine what's gonna happen to that kid at 52 miles an hour. It's almost, the chances of death go up exponentially. So based on that, sir, I think that you have very seriously taken this class to heart, and we appreciate that. I think that you got something out of the class that you probably knew a long time ago, but kind of, it is a good refresher. How do you feel? Do you think that this class should be something that people should always have to take just after every 5 or 10 years of driving?
Honestly, it is. Honestly, it is. Even if you have your license, because some people feel like once they get their license that they road ready. Really, you're not road ready because you have stuff like, you have stuff like the side, like people on the freeway. All right, let me get into it and explain it right. You have people still riding on the sidelines of the freeway. That's not made for that. Like a lot of people feel like once they get their license, they know it all, but you can always learn more. That's what I'm trying to say.
I feel like everybody thinks their stuff is more important than the next person's stuff. So that that leads them to speed and do things outside because they're in a rush to get to places. But everybody on the road has somewhere to go. They're not just on the road, they got somewhere to go, and everybody's trying to get there safely. So based on that, sir, I do find that you have taken the class very seriously. I do not see that you provided me with the certificate.
I have that on hand, sir.
All right, if you can email that certificate to me, I just want to keep that in the file, but I'm going to say that the offer now is going to be to blocking traffic and dismiss the other matter. We're getting a very big break here, sir. That's a 4-point offense, but based on what you brought and what you came correct, and I told you will come correct, if you take this matter seriously, and it's very apparent that you're taking it seriously, and it's very apparent that you have learned something and you have brought something to the court today and the people that may be viewing online that they can take back with them. So would you want to take that offer, sir?
Yes.
You'll find $175 blocking traffic, and I'm going to dismiss the other matter. That's like an expensive parking ticket that carries no points and nothing will be abstracted to the Secretary of State.
Okay. Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes. How do I have the certificate. I have the physical certificate and I have the online certificate. How do I go about?
Email that to me. Put that in. I'm going to send my email thing in the chat. And in the interest of time, sir, if you can't get that emailed or don't have the means to email that to me, we'll get that certificate at a later time. But it is I just want to put it in the file, but mainly it's to make sure that you took the course, didn't have anybody else take the course, and things like that. We see that you've taken it and you've taken it very seriously, and we appreciate it. So with that being said, I understand that you would like to avail yourself to that offer. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mrs. Bradfield, will your client stipulate to the face of the ticket as an accurate factual basis? You can put your hand down, sir.
We so stipulate, Your Honor.
Okay, with that being said, we're going to use the face of the ticket as an accurate factual basis. I'm going to find you responsible for the amended count of blocking traffic, sir. I'm going to find you $175 in that matter. And with stipulation of probable cause, I'm going to dismiss the other matter.
Okay.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I'll take us to have to say Detroit. I want to put on record that Corporal Eric Croxton did appear.
Yes.
And I spoke to him, and he's fine with the offer, and he had another corporal.
Very well. I did see Corporal Croxton here, and we'll make that note for the record. So when can you pay, sir?
Actually, I can pay today, sir.
Okay, I'm going to put August 17th in there. We did talk about discussing some of the other matters that you had outstanding. And what I'm going to do for you, sir, is I cannot I cannot go back in time and readjust those matters, but I can get you back to the original cost of the ticket. So I'm gonna have my clerk, let's see this, I'm gonna have my clerk go in there and take all of the fees and penalties away for those tickets that you entered into back in 2019 and 2016, sir. So I'm gonna get you back to the original cost of those tickets, okay?
Okay.
All right, if there's nothing further, sir, I appreciate what you brought to the court, and we'll expect that payment of $175. And if you find yourself in a position, like I said to the last person, if you find yourself in a position where you can't pay that $175 by tomorrow, then you need to zoom back in, sir, and ask the court for some more time. The order is going to be to waive the reinstatement fees and to waive the late fees on those two outstanding matters from 2016 and 2019.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Owensby. If there's no further questions, sir, you're free to leave, sir.
All right, I have one more question.
Oh, no problem. Go ahead.
I need your email.
Okay, I sent it to you in the chat. Did you see that? So if you see that chat icon down at the bottom of your screen, touch that chat icon, but it's SEAN_PERKINS at 36thdistrictcourt.org.
I'm looking.
Do you see more at the bottom?
More. Let me. Okay, chat.
Do you see chat?
Cause I'm gonna need okay, more note. Chat.
I'll send it again. It should have some messages there. It should be in red. It should be a red little icon by the chat button at the bottom of your screen. We're gonna move on, Mr. Owensby. You have the court's number if you have a problem. Give us a call. We'll straighten it out that way. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Very well, sir. I appreciate what you brought. Thank you so much.
Okay, and I appreciate you as well.
And drive safe. And we got some officers on the line that are sitting there waiting and doing their job. They catch you speeding again. Offer maybe is good.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. They won't get no more. Trust me.
All right. Griffin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get
Oh, I got it.
You got it? All right.
Okay.
Very well. Have a great day, sir. Thank you.
You too, Your Honor.
All right. This is the city of Detroit versus Candy Latrice Griffin, case number SP11390991. Ms. Griffin, are you on the line?
Yes.
Okay, today is the date time set for a trial. Ms. Bradfield, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Kathy Bradford on behalf of Ms. Griffin.
Okay.
Dante Goss on behalf of the city of Detroit.
All right, very well.
We also have Officer Alexander. Can you put your name on the record, Officer? I'm sorry, Corporal Alexander.
Badge number 110, 5th precinct.
Very well. Good morning to you, Corporal Alexander. Thank you for being online. And I hope I articulated well to Mr. Owensby the feeling of the Detroit Police Department and everybody else online about speeding.
No problem.
All right, today is the date and time set for a trial in this matter. Counsel, did you put your appearance on the record?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, at this time, the city is moving for dismissal. I had the opportunity to speak with Corporal Alexander. He doesn't want to proceed in this matter. He had a long conversation with Ms. Griffin regarding the violation, and he understood that it was a split-second decision and that he wanted to give her an opportunity to not affect her in any type of way. So the city has no problem by dismissing this matter.
Okay, Mrs. Griffin, are you on the line?
Yes.
All right, so the Detroit police officers are not that bad after all, are they?
No, I didn't. No, no.
No, I didn't say you did either, you know, but on as a whole, and you know, what I've experienced practicing law and having to deal with a lot of Detroit police officers, in my experience and having to deal with hundreds and hundreds of them, probably thousands, I have not yet to find one that has been, at least in traffic court, that has been that does not have the utmost integrity. And so based on that, there's a motion to dismiss. I understand that, you know, Mr. Officer Corporal Alexander and you had an opportunity to speak. And I think that he's willing to forgive your impetuous decision. It says here that you drove over sidewalk or curb, and Mr. Owens even spoke about those instances when he was articulating what he learned out of the course. So hopefully you got listened to the various people online, and you got a little something from that as well. So based on that, hearing no objection, and I know Mr. Bradfield's not going to object, but hearing no objection, the matter is going to be dismissed. We appreciate you being here, ma'am, and we certainly appreciate you being here, Corporal Alexander, and the service that you provide to the city. We want you to be safe out there. Both of you be safe. Do you have any questions, ma'am?
No, thank you, and thank you guys.
All right, and would you like to add anything, Corporal Alexander, before you're excused?
No, that's it. We had a discussion, so I think she understands, and like I stated earlier, I'm okay with the dismissal. This is just a learning lesson. That's why we're out here. So
there we go. Very well. We appreciate your service, sir. And if there's nothing further, you both are free to leave.
Okay, have a good day.
Attorney Cross. Attorney Cross. All right. Attorney Cross, good morning to you. I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Attorney Goss. Attorney Cross and Attorney Goss.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh, Your Honor, and also investigator Summerfield.
Investigator Summerfield, you're going to go in the breakout room as well. I appreciate your patience, ma'am. I see you've been waiting a while, so we'll try to get you back to business as soon as we can.
Okay.
All right. So this is Amy Lucas. We already dismissed her matter. Is that what we did for Mrs. Lucas? No, I don't think we did. Where is Mrs. Lucas?
I'm here, Your Honor.
You there?
Yes.
Who was the officer? That was Officer Summerfield. Okay, so they're speaking in a breakout room.
Officer
Mr.
Janelle
Leon?
Thomas is for Amy Lucas, Your Honor.
Pardon me?
Officer Janelle Thomas is for Amy Lucas, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Officer Thomas. Let me put you in a breakout room as well. Have you spoken to our counselor yet?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to put you in that room as well. Mr. Leon, you still there? Is Mr. Leon still there? He's still in that room. Ms. Bradfield.
I'm gonna go in and get him out.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
My birthday.
See if we can get some more.
It's my birthday. Your birthday tomorrow.
Mr. Ronald Long.
Your Honor, can we have everyone mute?
Yes,
We'll
Your
go
Honor.
to the next case.
Please mute yourself. Anybody that's not muted. That person that's on that call in, please press *6. What's your name? The person that called in.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute myself. All right. And then Mano, who's Mano? Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Germaine Gully.
Germaine what?
Gully. Gulley.
All right, Mr. Gully, can you please mute yourself so your name is called? All right. Let's get Mr. Long on his way. He appears that he's been waiting and he's going to work or at work. And we need to get him on his way because this is something that can be handled very simply. All right, this is the city of Detroit versus Ronald Howard Long Jr., case number 214-824-731. Mr. Long, it appears that you are, it appears, I understand that you said we had some discussion earlier about the matter and you anticipated going to trial. I don't know what happened to that situation, and I don't have your file in front of me. The charge is operating open alcohol in a motor vehicle driver, and I'm sure if you remember, there's an offer that the only offer that the city avails you to is open intox passenger. And I think this is why you wanted to go to trial, but there is no trial date set, so we're not going to have an officer here. So today is not going to be the trial date. I'm going to give you a trial date of October 14th, and we should get it right this time, one way or another. Wherever it happens, the problem occurred, we'll get it right this time.
Okay, let me write it down, Your Honor.
All right.
October 14th.
At 9 a.m.
Okay. I have it.
Okay, October 14th, 9 a.m. That'll be the date and time set for a trial, sir. And I always tell people on the date of trial, you have no burden, sir. The state or the city has all the burden to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. However, with that being said, if there's any information on that day that you can bring to assist your counsel on that day to aid you in the defense of this matter, then I would suggest you be prepared to have that and at least have it on your person, and then we'll find a way to get that to the city, to the House Counsel who's going to be representing you on that day. But keep in mind, you have the right to remain silent, and that's going to hold true all the way through trial. Okay?
Okay. I have one question, Your Honor.
Okay.
On this order to show just cause.
Disregard that, sir. We're going to put that date in there. Disregard that. You should. The next thing you'll get in the mail, or you should. No, you want to worry about a warrant. The next thing you should get in the mail, sir, is that trial date. But if you do not receive that trial date in the mail, make sure that you're here by October 14th. Let's not rely on the mail, because we see how much of a failure that's been in the last year and a half or so.
Yeah.
All right. Very well, sir. If there's no further questions, you have a very good day, sir.
All right. Thank you. You have a great day as well, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Mr. Ligon, so let's we have sort of a difficult situation here. Let's call this case. Is that Officer Simmons on the line?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, officer. Who are you here for?
On my paper, sir, it just says A. Lee.
A. Lee? Okay. Is there an A. Lee on the line? Angela Lee? I think that, Miss Lee, I remember your face up there. I'm going to put you in a breakout room. Mrs. Lee, are you on the line?
Yes.
And what are you calling? You're not calling in. Are you on an iPhone?
Yes.
Okay, let me rename you. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that officer in the breakout room. Officer, I'm gonna put you in the breakout room. Well, what time is it?
I'm sorry.
Officer?
Yes, sir.
What time did you check in?
It said my time was at 9 o'clock.
And what time did you get online?
Probably 9:01, sir. I'm not sure.
You been here that long, sir?
Yes, sir. And Your Honor, I was actually trying to see if I could have had the ticket dismissed because I didn't have no copy nor no recollection.
Let Mr. Goss know that. I'm sure Mrs. Lee won't oppose to that. So I'm gonna put you in the breakout room and just interrupt yourself right quick and let Mr. Goss know that you can come right back in and we'll call the case. We'll have the case called, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can I get Mrs. Angela Lee file, please? All right. This is the city of Detroit versus Angela Lee, case number 204-579-861. Appears for the record, please.
Daphne Burke on behalf of the client, Your Honor.
Okay. Mrs. Lee, today is the date and time set for a trial. I'm going to get, can you state your name for the record, please?
It's Angela Lee.
All right, and I remember you, you're from out of state. And let's say this, today is the date and time set for a trial. If that officer can come right back, we can dispose of this matter and get you out of here. Let's go off the record momentarily. And Ms. Bradfield, Mr. Ligon's problem, and I didn't think of this, is that he's charged with a misdemeanor. And you know, it was the court's intention, I think the city attorney's intention, to Officer Summers. I think the city attorney's intention to get Mr. Ligon something with carry no points and no abstraction. However, that case, as you know, cannot be amended to a civil infraction.
It can, if that is his intention, it can be amended to allow an unlicensed driver to drive because it's not.
Very well, very well. Let's do this. Mr. Officer, did he come back? Officer Simmons? Or is he gone? Mr. Goss?
I'm hearing a lot of background feedback to someone whose mic is.
I'm just gonna mute everybody, and they're gonna have to unmute themselves. And it comes down to it. All right. I thought we would have Officer Simmons back, but he seems to have disconnected some sort of way. I wanted to dispose of Mrs. Lee. And I wanted, the city attorney is not here yet. All right. Officer Thomas?
Yes, Your Honor.
What was your discussion? Do you mind letting the court know what is your case going to proceed, or what would give some input?
Your Honor, I was put in the wrong breakout room. They told me to leave the room. I haven't talked to anyone yet about the ticket.
Are you Officer Thomas?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were in breakout room with the city attorney?
And they had me leave the room. They said it was the wrong breakout room.
I don't understand that.
I don't
understand. What about you, Investigator Summerfield?
Yes, I was in the breakout room, the correct breakout room.
And what came of your situation? Where are we at with that?
We have decided to do a 3-month delayed sentence for Mr. Goodman.
Is Mr. Goodman here?
His attorney was here.
I see.
Yes,
Okay. Mr. Goodman. And what about, oh, you got counsel Cross. Okay. Did you speak to Ms. Officer Simmons?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I'm ready. I'm on dismissal on that Angela Lee.
Okay, so recalling the case of Angela Lee, we have the city attorney here. Can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Dante Goss on behalf of the city of Detroit, Your Honor. At this time, the city is moving for dismissal. I spoke to Officer Simmons. He said he does not have recollection of this matter.
Okay, very well. Mrs. Lee, your case is going to be dismissed. The officer did appear, Officer Simmons. No recollection. I'm going to waive the warrant fees, ma'am, but I'm going to hold you responsible to pay that $45 reinstatement fee, okay?
Yes.
Do you have anything further, ma'am?
Oh, yeah, no, thank you.
All right, come back and visit us sometime again, ma'am. Don't let this discourage you from coming back to the great city of Detroit, okay?
Yeah.
All right, have a great
Thank
day.
you. Sure. Yeah, I'm
Officer Thomas in the breakout room, and you guys kicked her out.
I didn't know she was officer. She didn't say she was officer.
Officer Thomas, you need to put on there your designation. You got that title for a reason, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
So he didn't know you were an officer. That's why he put you out. I thought at first I made a mistake, but then I saw you were in the right. Do we have any other dispose of quickly?
Cross is going to take a
Cross.
So actually, Your Honor, I don't believe her defendant is here.
Who was that?
Officer Thomas.
Officer Thomas, who's your defendant?
Amy Lucas, Your Honor.
Amy Lucas is up there. She's up there waiting.
Oh, okay.
She's waiting on her dismissal too, aren't you, Ms. Lucas?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know if it's going to be a dismissal.
Not a dismissal.
I don't even want to get you all fixed up for that.
It's not going to be a dismissal.
Not going to be a dismissal. That's what I'm told. I don't know. It may be a dismissal at trial. Don't speak too soon, Officer Thomas. She's still innocent until proven guilty, or unless she gives that up by taking an offer.
Cross.
Okay.
It's a 3-month delay. Plea is charged 3-month delay.
All right. Do we ask for this final?
Cross?
Cross.
Oh.
You can put her back into the breakout room.
No, not Cross. It's Goodman.
Goodman. Yes, right. Attorney Cross.
Attorney Cross. You don't want a 3-month delay, do you, Attorney Cross?
Not for me.
Not if you can help it, huh?
That's right.
No, that's right. Officer Joseph Anthony stepped in the room now.
Sorry, Your Honor, I've been here. I just didn't have officer before my name.
All right. And what time did you show up, sir?
9:10 a.m. around there.
9:10. And who are you here on?
Norman Grinstead.
Mr. Grinstead, are you on the line? I'm gonna put Mrs. Thomas in there. You rejoin that room, Officer Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and Goodman is on. He's back. He's here. Goodman, he's got.
Yeah, I don't see that.
All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take Mr. Goodman and, Mr. Ligon, and then I'm gonna go down and take a recess. All right, very well. This is the City of Detroit versus Roy Eric Goodman, case number B122822221. Appearance for the record, please.
Daphne Bradford on behalf of Mr. Ligon.
No, Ms. Bradfield, Mr. Goodman's got a high, expensive lawyer here. I'm just joking with your Attorney Cross. Mr. Goodman's got a retained counsel. So, put your parents on the record, Counselor.
Joe Crosby, 55824 on behalf of Roy Goodman. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Mr. Goodman, can you state your name for the record?
Roy Goodman.
All right. Mr. Goodman, let's say this. You have, I've given your counsel an opportunity to speak with Investigator Summerfield regarding this matter. I only have a ROA, and I personally don't like to proceed on ROAs because there is nothing that gives me anything to take accurate factual basis. And from my understanding, you have you're ready to enter a plea to a 3-month delayed sentence in the matter. So with that being said, I am going to hand this over to your city attorney, to your counsel there to voir dire you to establish that accurate factual basis. With that being said, we do have Investigator Summerfield on the line so that if there's any this offer based on not having the actual ticket here, then she, I'm sure, would be, well, I don't know if she will, but she'll probably recollect the incident and she would put those proofs on the record and if we had a trial. So with all that being said, Counselor, I'll let you proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Goodman, were you in charge of?
Let me stop you. I'm sorry. Let me stop you. Raise your right hand, sir. You want to proceed with taking this plea, sir? I'll fine you $240, and I will dismiss the case immediately upon payment.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. You put your hand down, sir. You understand, sir? You have a right to a trial in the matter?
Yes.
You understand by taking this offer, you're going to give that trial right up?
Yes.
Has anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the records?
No.
Okay, now you can proceed, Counselor.
Mr. Goodman, were you in charge of dogs in your home and I don't have the date, but at some point were you in charge of dogs within your home?
On January 29th, 2021, at around 10:30 a.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of 9406 Longacre, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. Yes, I was.
And were you unable to control the dogs on that date?
Yes.
And did the dog bite? Pardon me?
No, go ahead. You were going to go further. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
And did one of the dogs bite a child that was in your care that day?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So the court is satisfied with the factual basis. Now, let me say this. I'm gonna backtrack on what I said about dismissing immediately upon payment. I am not going to dismiss immediately upon payment because I think the city's position on this is that they want to monitor this dog and let the dog, and you and the dog wait that 3-month period out in order to see if that dog comes into any other confrontations with anybody. You can put your appearance on the record, please.
Dr. Gillespie, have a seat. Your Honor, I do believe that he is not in possession. He surrendered all the dogs to animal control, so I don't believe he has any of those 5 dogs.
Is that the case, Counselor?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. So I will give you the dismiss immediately upon payment then, sir. So we have an accurate factual basis. I'm going to find you guilty as charged of nuisance, of the nuisance ticket. I'm going to enter into 3-month delay. I did say I'd take it a step further and dismiss immediately upon payment, sir. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the date in there of November 15th, 2021. Or that's when you have to pay by, sir. But keep in mind, if you pay today, the case is dismissed today. If you don't have it, you have to pay at least at the latest by November 15th, and the case will be dismissed. If you don't pay by November 15th, I think you need to get in touch with your counselor, and your counselor can zoom in and see if we can find you time to pay it. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right, Counselor, anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, very well. If there's nothing further, sir, you don't have any other questions, you are free to leave. Both are free to leave. Have a very good day.
Thank you. Have a great day, Your Honor.
All right.
Bye.
All right, let's do.
Amy, can I put the offer for Amy?
What is the offer?
12-month delay sentence.
We have Amy Lucas funded. All right. And the council is here as well. Let's call the case of the City of Detroit versus Amy Lucas. Case number SP 11278-331. Appearance for the record, please.
Dante Gillespie, City of Detroit.
Daphne Bradford on behalf of Ms. Lucas. State your name, Ms. Lucas.
My name is Amy Lucas.
I also have Officer Janelle Thomas.
All right, officer, put your appearance on the record, please.
Officer Janelle Thomas.
Okay, on your badge number and where
That's
you,
4288, 9th precinct.
9th Precinct, City of Detroit, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very well. Good morning to you, officer. And you got that designation for a reason. You need to use it, officer. That can assist in making matters a little bit quicker for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Today is the date and time set for a trial in this matter. I've given now, Ms. Bradfield, have you had an opportunity to speak with counsel before they discussed this matter?
I have not. I have not.
You had that opportunity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mrs. Lucas. You heard the offer, a 12-month delay, and then I'm going to put you in a breakout room with, or whatever one you want first, with Mr. Goss. Which one would you want first?
Actually, I would like to state in regards to that offer, that would be, first of all, I would like to have a copy of the ticket if I can. If I'm not mistaken, that is something that would reflect on her driving record and a 90-day suspension of her license.
It's a failure to, it's supplying false information to a police officer.
But it does not affect.
That's a 90-day suspension.
Not if it's delayed.
And I don't think you can delay you cannot do that. That's not a delay. Even though you delay the ticket, it's automatically going to abstract to the Secretary of State on any delayed ticket that does not cover the suspension. Am I correct, Mrs. Bradfield?
That is correct.
Let me, now who would you like to speak to first?
I would like to speak to the client first, Ms. Lucas.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you, Mrs. Lewis, in room number 2, Lucas, I'm sorry, to speak with Mrs. Bradfield. And then we're gonna give Mrs. Bradfield an opportunity to speak with the city attorney. And we're gonna take a recess right now. So with that being said, I'm gonna hand the wheels over to Mrs. Nash to execute that transfer when you come out that breakout room to speak with Attorney Goss, okay?
Okay.
So court is in recess. I'll be back. Yeah. No, we have to do, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. He still has to put that on the record. Oh, okay. All right. Hello.
So, Ms. Lucas, we're gonna be going into a breakout room soon, okay?
Okay, because I gotta go down too, so that's perfect.
Yeah. All right.
See, can I leave it?
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know how to do this breakout room.
This computer will do it.
Miss Nash, do you know how to do the breakout room?
I'm about to find it out.
Oh, I was gonna say, if Your Honor can make me co-host, I know how to do it if you don't.
Yeah, because,
You know how to make a co-host?
this is. I just say air profile.
Hold on, let me help.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hire an attorney.
I can make myself the host and then do it.
No, I don't think you don't know.
Just go to my name. You should be able to, if you see participants, if you go to my name, you should be able to click on my name and see a list of options and should be posted.
This is up. Yes. Yeah, that was,
There we go.
yeah, see, that was, she know who asked. It was not asked to go.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't recognize your voice. I'm sorry. Yes. Attorney.
Bradfield, you need to go into,
Thank you so much, Ms. Law.
oh, no problem. Ms.
Yeah,
Bradfield,
yeah.
you need to speak to Ms. Lucas.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
no problem. Ms. Lucas, you should see an invitation to go into breakout room 3, and Ms. Bradfield, you guys are in 3.
Thank you, Ms. Law. You're the best.
No problem. Teamwork makes dream work.
It does. Hey, Raina, how are you?
Okay, have I?
Mr. Doss, are you still there?
No, he left.
Okay, because I need for him to talk to the officer to see what the alleged false information is. There's no notes on the ticket, so that's why I asked for the original ticket. So I need to know what's the alleged false information.
Oh, let me see. I'm supposed to send that to you, right? Which
I got
defendant is that?
I got the ticket. You sent it to me. You sent it to me. There's no notes on the ticket to say what the allegations are.
Oh, okay. I'll text him to see if he can come back to the courtroom, okay?
Thank you. And if you could just go into a breakout room to find out what because I mean, she needs to know what
Officer, I'm the officer. Do you want to talk to me?
That's fine. That's fine. I didn't know if you preferred to talk to you first, so that's the only reason why I wasn't asking you directly. That's all. I mean, I don't have a problem with it if you don't have a problem with it, but we just need to know what the alleged false information is, so I know how to discuss it with her to find out. Okay.
Still need boss?
Yeah, you can call him. It's up to you guys. So I'm discussing it with her, and so I'm just kind of confused of what was the false information. That's all.
Do you want me to tell? Do you want to go to breakout room? You want me to tell you?
Yeah, we can go in the breakout room.
Okay.
Would you like to go into the same breakout room or a different one than the client?
Oh, definitely a different one.
Okay.
Yes. Thank
you. No problem. Do you want to go back into one, Madam Counsel, and then I'm sorry, I'll move you to one. Miss Thomas, you were in room one. You should be able to go back into room one. If you're having a problem with that, then I can just let me know.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Oops. And hold on, Miss Bradfield. You should be able to go back into one. Okay.
Okay, Madam Court Reporter, if it's possible for me to go back into breakout room number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, what did this, interview for? She went back into the breakout room?
Yes.
I came up.
Huh?
I'm like, that's why I came back.
I know, right?
Just wondering.
She's talking to the officer right now.
Dante, do you need to go into a breakout room with anyone?
Yeah, she don't supposed to talk to my officer with me not being there. She knows that.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
You want me to pull her out? Do you want,
Oh, just send me to it, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
She's in the breakout room speaking to the client now. So you want to go there or do you want to go in with the officer?
No, she's speaking to a client. Actually, you know what? Can you put Officer Thomas back in breakout room 1?
Sure. And you want to go to breakout room 1?
Yeah, I already have access to breakout room.
All right. Officer Thomas should be able to go back in there as. Yeah, Officer Thomas is in there.
Ms. Williams, Law?
Yes, Mr. Goss?
Ma'am, can you can you let Attorney Bradfield know that I need to speak with her?
Hold on a second. I can pull her out real quick.
Okay.
So that should have moved her to the main session out here. For some reason, it's not. Hold on, let me.
Don't take like 60 seconds to do?
Well, that's if I close the breakout rooms. I didn't want to do that, but I can move her into.
Oh, here she is.
Second. Okay.
All right, so can you move it to breakout room 1 for me?
Yeah, Ms. Bradfield?
Yes.
Mr. Goss wanted to speak with you in breakout room 1.
Okay. Madam Court Reporter, if it's possible for me to go back into breakout room 3, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Miss Lucas, I think your attorney wants you to go. Did you? She's coming back out. Did you want Miss Lucas back in there? She came out.
Yes, please.
Okay. Miss Lucas, go back into breakout room 3.
Okay.
All right, court is back in session. I appreciate everyone's patience. I was on the record with Mr. Ligon, and, well, we hadn't gone on the record yet, but we'll do that at this time.
Your Honor, Attorney Bradfield, I'm not sure, is she?
She's in the break.
Yeah, she's still in the breakout room.
Okay, we were on the record with Mrs. Lucas before we left.
Yes, we went off the record with Miss Lucas to go.
All right. All right, so we're back here. Court is back in session. Mr. Ligon, you had an opportunity to speak with Mrs. Bradfield, is that correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, before I proceed, let me wait on Mrs. Bradfield a little. I recognize you've been waiting a little while here, Mr. Ligon, but let me proceed and give Mrs. And here comes Mrs. Bradfield. Okay. Ms. Bradfield?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's go back on the record with Amy Lucas. This is City of Detroit versus Amy Lucas. Ms. Bradfield, I've given you an opportunity to speak with Mrs. Lucas in the breakout room. Did you need to speak with counsel in the breakout room as well?
Excuse me, Your Honor. Dante Goss, on behalf of the City of Detroit. Your Honor, I did get an opportunity to speak with Ms. Bradfield, and I gave her a revised offer after speaking with Officer Thomas, and that would be disorderly conduct for 12 months. So it won't affect her driver's license.
Okay, very well. Is that your understanding, Mrs. Bradfield?
Yes, Your Honor, and I apologize. The landscaping company is here, so I apologize for the background noise.
That's okay. You gotta keep the lawn up. I understand that. So listen here, Mrs. Lucas, you've heard the conversation that we've had. You've also had an opportunity to speak with Mrs. Bradfield in the breakout room. Are you satisfied with that offer, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, and I presume that the court does not want me to, the city would object to dismissing immediately upon payment. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mrs. Lucas, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down, ma'am. You understand, Mrs. Lucas, you have a right to a trial in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand by taking this offer, you're going to give that trial right up?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, very well. So, Mrs. Lucas, let me ask you this. You've had the opportunity to speak with everybody, and it's my understanding that you want to avail yourself to the amended count of disorderly conduct. That's going to be under a 12-month delayed sentence, ma'am. I'm going to fine you $240 in that matter, and that will last the delay will go the entire 12-month period. What the reason for that is, ma'am, is that the city attorney wants to make sure and the Detroit police that you're not out here supplying any more false information and lying about who you are, and this doesn't become a habit. They're willing to amend it so that case of supplying false information, which is very egregious in the eyes of the court, because it essentially calls you a liar. And in a lot of respects, Mrs. Lucas, when the court looks at those cases are very egregious because they feel that you just can't tell the truth. And that is the fundamental principle of our whole judicial system. So you're getting a big break by not having that on your record, as long as you complete the 12 months without going out getting other charges like this, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm not concerned about the other charges of driving while license suspended or anything. I'm really concerned about the supplying false information to the police officer or things of that nature, things of theft or dishonesty, ma'am. So I don't want to see you come back in here having stolen something from Walmart, or come back in here lying to the police officer again. Because if you do have a charge of that nature, ma'am, then you're not. This offer is going to be ripped away from you, and you're going to have to plead to the original count or go to trial on it.
I understand, Your Honor.
Well, no, it won't. You'll just be pleading to the original. The original count will just be what you'll have to take. You won't get an opportunity for trial after the day. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me draw your attention, ma'am, to November the 21st, 2020, at around 5:53 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of Alco and Lappin Street. Ma'am, did you have an occasion to encounter the Detroit police officer on that day?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mrs. Bradfield, can you further voir dire your client on the factual basis to the supplying a false police ID to a police officer?
Yes. Ms. Lucas, did you make a 911 call?
Yes.
And the officer arrived at the scene?
Yes.
Was the information that you gave the officer different than what took place?
Yes.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right. Court is satisfied. Do you satisfy, Counselor?
Satisfied. I do want to speak
I
prior.
You say that again, Ms. Bradfield?
I said I'm satisfied. I would like to speak prior to sentencing.
Okay, very well.
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is satisfied. And I understand, Mrs. Bradfield, you want to allocate on your client's behalf prior to the court holding sentence, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may.
Okay, Ms. Lucas, at the time, there was a situation going on at the household. There was a weapon. I think she indicated that it was a different type of weapon. At the time, she was fearful, not only for herself because she's disabled, she also was fearful due to some grandchildren that were there too. So she wanted the officer to arrive soon. So she may have slightly, exaggerated the situation.
All right. And without getting into the, I don't want your client to have to divulge any real personal information, but am I understanding that this was some sort of domestic situation that Mrs. Lucas found herself in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, based on that, Mrs. Lucas, you know, I did come down pretty hard on you as far as the nature of the charge. But if everything is true that your counsel has said, then I will walk that back a little bit.
Excuse me, Your Honor. That's just her version of the.
And I understand that.
And it was a very egregious how the officers came on scene because of the alleged weapon. And that's the reason why she did it, because the officers came in hot at a children's party. So whatever you said was correct on the way that you told her, because the officers came in very hard and egregious towards the house because of the alleged weapon with children involved, which they didn't know about. So they could have happened. Many things could have happened wrong.
All right, let me say this, and I'm gonna stick with what I said, because I said if the version that Mrs. Bradfield is allocated on her client's behalf is true, then I will walk back what I said. That's not to say that Mrs. Thomas, the Officer Thomas's version is not the truth. I'm not getting into the truth of the matter. I just clarified that I understand that that domestic violence is a serious thing. I want to say that. And I know that some people find themselves in situations and they do things based on those serious natures of those things. And that, if that's the way the thing happened, I'm giving deference to Miss Lucas. She knows what happens. I don't think that, you know, everybody has their version of what happened. So there's going to be Mrs. Lucas' version. There's going to be Officer Thomas' version, and other Detroit police officers that come on the scene. And then there's going to be, you know, what's being had in the, if there was a trial. So without receiving any evidentiary information regarding this is a plea. I'm just saying that I'm not going to be super hard on you if the situation played out like your client, your counsel has sort of said. Based on that, though, I am going to fine you $240, ma'am. I'm going to give you the 12-month delayed sentence in this matter, and I don't want to. And again, that delayed sentence is there 12 months so that it'll tell it kind of one way or the other. You know what I mean? If you present something like this again, or anything relates to a situation of providing false information or theft or dishonesty, then the court will not be so willing to resolve the matter outside of a trial or a plea straight up to some of those matters. And you won't have the benefit of this delayed sentence and this disorderly conduct charge if you complete that delayed sentence successfully. So, ma'am, I'm going to fine you $240. When can you pay that $240?
I'm going to need some time, Your Honor, because my income is only $860 a month. My rent is $750.
All right. Let me stop you. Let me stop you, ma'am. I'm going to give you the entire 12-month period to pay the $240. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. What date is that? A year from now.
I'll tell you.
That'll be under a delay, 12-month delay. And if you complete that successfully, that'll be entered into as a disorderly conduct.
$8/16/22.
All right, that would be on this date, August 16, 2022. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
We'll have you back as a review on that day to
Okay.
make sure everything is that you haven't gotten into any other situations in that time frame. I'll say this: if you haven't had anything and you paid the money, then you don't have to appear. We'll see that the money has been paid. If you have, then we got another problem, Ms. Lucas. Okay.
Okay. And Mr. Doss, I appreciate what you said. I do want to let you know that I did speak to Ms. Lucas about the situation and the seriousness of it. She truly understands that now. So I just want you to let you know we did discuss that situation, how it could have, happened, and how the officers come in when they hear a certain thing, when they make a run. So we did talk about that. So I just want you to let you know that.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Beckford.
Any further questions, Mrs. Lucas?
Will I be able to make payments?
Yes, I'm not going to supervise payments, but I'll give you that 12 months, and you can either pay it at any DivDav kiosk, and I'm sure they'll take partial payments. And you can pay it on 36districtcourt.org, or you can come down and grace us with your presence every now and then with the payment. But you'll have a year to pay that $240 off now.
Okay, thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right, very well. And if there's nothing further, ma'am, good luck to you and your family. And Officer Thomas, thank you for being here, and be safe out there, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, have a great day.
Excuse me, Your Honor, did Mr. Greenstead come in?
Mr. Greenstead? I don't know, no, I haven't seen a Mr. Green. Who's on the phone there? Can people on the phone press *6. Both of you on the phone, press *6 to unmute yourselves.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's your name, sir?
Germaine Gully.
Germaine Gully. I got you here.
Jetta Green.
Okay. I heard Mrs. Green. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How is Mrs. Green on Mr. Gully? Mr. Gully, are you on a 313 call?
I'm on a I'm on a my number is 586.
You're on 2 devices then.
I don't.
Mrs. Green, which device are you on? What number are you calling from, Mrs. Green? A 248 number?
Yes.
All right, I'll rename that. I'm gonna try to get them. Jetta Green. All right. Who's on the 313-209-2563 device? Can you press *6 to unmute yourself? Ms. Green, you need to press *6 to mute yourself.
Oh, mute myself?
Please. *6. Okay, hearing nothing from the 313-209-2563. Well, you're trying to get an officer out of here?
Yes, John.
All right. Is that person, you're gonna have to unmute yourself in that 313-209-2563. You're gonna have to press *6 and identify yourself. Or I'm gonna remove you from the room and you can call back in. *6 to unmute yourself, 313-209-2563. Let's remove them. What's the outcome of this case gonna be? Have you guys worked that out?
On Green State?
Yes.
That person hasn't shown, so I just want to release them to do a case.
If that person's on here, have you guys, if that was the person?
If that was the person, we haven't been able to talk to. We can just, jump into a different date.
You haven't had a chance to talk to officer yet?
Well, right, yes, I spoke to the officer.
Okay, so what would the outcome be if that was the person?
It would be LTD and improper.
Okay, all right, let's go, or let's just find time here to take care of Mr. Ligon. He's been waiting patient. This is the city of Detroit versus Quincy Ligon, case number SP 120434331. Okay, we got the guy back. Who's on the call that just called in?
Hi, my name is Samantha Later.
Samantha?
Later.
Late, second day.
Late.
I've been on the call since 9:03.
I know you have, ma'am. Everybody's been on there waiting, and we're gonna get to you as soon as possible, okay?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
There's just a few more matters in front of you, all right?
Okay.
Thank you for your patience, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to Mr. Ligon. Mr. Ligon, I've given you an opportunity to speak with the city attorney regarding this matter. I'm sorry, strike that. I've given you an opportunity to speak with your counsel regarding this matter. I don't know if your counsel has had an opportunity to speak with the city attorney. However, at the time you came in here for the first pretrial, you mentioned that you were going to take the Michigan defensive driving course because of the nature of the charge. Counselor, I don't know, I do understand that with the reckless driving charge, you have to have more than just one offense. And I see that the one offense is, the allegation at least is definitely there. I don't know if they met the requirement of the two offenses, traffic related, to charge something as serious as reckless driving. However, we mentioned that we would give you an opportunity to take the Michigan Defensive Driving course, and then we would give you an opportunity to come into court and provide us with information that you learn that you can bring to the court. And then at that point, the city attorney will amend this offer. So, Mr. Ligon, you have presented that certificate. Why don't you take the floor and tell us what you learned and kind of relate some of that what you learned on the nature of the charge, and then relate something that you learned that you may have forgotten about or never knew about driving. I'll let you speak.
I actually learned some stuff from it. I actually learned quite a few things that I didn't know or I wasn't aware of. And it's pertaining to parking, and some of them about just learning the other drivers and learning how, you know, detect the aggression from the drivers. And it was a really good course. And I really appreciate taking it. I never took one like that before. And it's lengthy, and but it was worth it.
All right, so tell us when you speak about aggression from other drivers and the nature of that, what did they say about the aggression?
Just how to detect it and how to deter from just getting in road rage situations.
And how do you detect that aggression?
You can just see it from the other drivers, the honking the horns and stuff like that. It's not nothing to do back. And the tailgating, just go ahead and let them get over or whatever. Just don't engage in what they're trying to do.
So is that a situation where you see somebody that's moving in and out of traffic, trying to get past
tailgating, right?
Tailgating and things of that nature, where you just instead of trying to not let them over, you just kind of slow down, let them go on and do what they're going to do. Is that what they're saying, sir?
Correct. Yes, sir.
All right. What else did you gather from that? What about speeding?
Speeding, actually, the speeding was just, you know, giving yourself enough time to brake and obeying the speeding laws, which is, you know, which are posted. Basically, that's it. And, you know, just that's just simple, you know. But nowadays it's kind of hard to do because of all the aggressive drivers, but you know, you tend to drive aggressive as well. So I just learned just to obey the posted speeds and not to tailgate and allow yourself enough time to brake.
Now you mentioned some things that you didn't know, that you learned from this class. What are some of those things?
I didn't know about the parking on the sidewalk and parking on the wrong way of one-way street, stuff like that. You know, I didn't.
The sidewalk.
You can't park on the sidewalk. They just said that there's no parking on the sidewalk. You can't park the opposite way of the one-way street. You know, if it's going one way, all the cars should be parked the same way. You can't park like the other way. And that's something that
we haven't heard yet from anybody in this course. Why did they say that?
Oh, they said it was the law. Of course, driving down the parking on the wrong way, the one-way street, you have to actually turn around or go down that one way the wrong way.
If you're going down there the wrong way, I got that. That makes sense.
And actually, when you're parking on the sidewalks, that's for pedestrians to walk, which I find since I've moved here from the South, people don't utilize the sidewalks. Unlike they do down south, they don't have sidewalks, so they have to walk in the street most of the time.
Okay, what part of the South are you from?
I'm from Detroit, but I was living down in Birmingham, Alabama for the last since 1990. So that's
Okay.
like since 2017, 27 years.
Okay,
I was
all
down
right,
there.
welcome back.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
All right, let me say this. You know, I met Mr. Ligon at the Fountain of Truth Christian Center, and I spoke there maybe a month ago or so. Bishop Jones and his wife, Pastor Jones, allowed me an opportunity for what I call to bring the court to the community. And I think that's rather important, because here in courtroom 434, and I hope that I speak on behalf of the rest of my colleagues in the 36th District Court, we want to try and make this court as community-based and friendly as possible, that people can know we do take these matters seriously, and they're very serious matters. However, they can come here. We're going to be reasonable with them. We're going to be fair with them, and we're going to show some level of compassion. So when I spoke there, I told the people in the congregation that if you have a traffic matter, you can zoom in to the court, and we can try to pull your file, even if you don't have a court date, because we realize the importance of getting a valid license. And if you're willing to take those steps to do that, we're gonna try our best to accommodate you. And Mr. Ligon was the first person to step up and take advantage of that. Since that time, there's been 4 or 5 other of the congregants at that church that have stepped up, and they've taken advantage of that offer. I want the court to recognize too the value that Mr. And the people that are online, that Mr. Ligon has brought to that community over there on the east side and on Chalmers. He's very involved. They had a what I call a revival, but it was I wouldn't even call it a revival, because I think there's the word that revivals, when you have a revival, there's a message to word. This wasn't even that. This was just a picnic for the community that church put on, and they were second to none in the food that they supplied the community, the games, the recreation. They opened up their gymnasium, and first person I see that's out there in the heat, sweltering heat, and that's making sure everything is going up to the level of what the church expects from Mr. Ligon. So we do appreciate that, and that won't go unrecognized in the community. I am in possession of your certificate of completion, Mr. Ligon. I do understand, we do, just by hearing you talk, that you have taken the course and that you're taking this matter seriously. There is a reckless driving here, and again, I don't know what constituted that reckless driving. I do see a speed that was well over the posted speed limit, but I did give you an opportunity, Mrs. Bradfield, to speak with Mr. Ligon in the breakout room, and I have the city attorney that's here, and he's very familiar with Mr. Ligon's case and the fact that he was going to take that driving course and that he was going to bring that information to the court. So based on all of that, Mrs. Bradfield, is there something that you could want to interject in by way of advocacy on your client's behalf?
Your Honor, I appreciate that my client did take to heart that course. I think he have learned a great deal. I believe this is something that's not of character of him, the type of charge he's charged with. And I would like, hopefully, that this would be reduced down to something with no points.
All right, and do you have something for the city attorney that That is, I mean, you give him some options, because he's sitting here probably thinking, you know, based on the nature of the charge, give me something and a reason why. So, do you have any offer any resolution in that regard, Mrs. Bradfield?
Yes, Your Honor. I know this is a misdemeanor charge, and the options are limited in regards to something with points. With no point, should I say, and still being a misdemeanor. I know it cannot be amended down to a civil infraction. If possible, if it could be reduced down to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, which is 0 points. Like I say, Mr. Ligon is a man of a particular age, so I don't think this is something that this is the normal course of action that he engaged in. So I think this might be like a one-time offense incident. And like I say, he's even learned a lot during the course. So, and he has taken that to heart. So I believe this is something that he will not be repeating.
All right, can you put your appearance on the record, counsel?
I'll take also on behalf of the city of Detroit. No, I have no objection to about
All right. So there was a motion on to amend to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. Mr. Ligon, there's been no objection to that, but the allowing an unlicensed driver to drive is a misdemeanor. But here's how those tickets go. It's really the best thing outside of a dismissal that you can ask for. It's going to carry a $240 fine. It's going to, it's a misdemeanor, but I'm going to take that misdemeanor under a 3-month delayed sentence, and I will dismiss that misdemeanor immediately upon payment. So it's like that. It's like nothing ever happened, sir. But you know, I will say, Mr. Ligon, that is a very, very, very generous offer by the people, and you know, I don't know. I'm quite sure that it has something to do with what you provide to the community and what we understand that you'll continue to provide to the community. But I'm quite sure as well that if there is any, you know, infraction of speeding moving forward, then the city attorney has already said the thumbs up. I didn't even need to have validation from him. I'm sure he's not going to avail you to any further offer. So is that something that you would take to resolve this? I'll give you as much time as you need to pay it, Mr. Ligon.
Yes, sir.
All right, very well. Can you raise your right hand, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, sir. Do you understand you have a right to a trial in this matter?
Yes.
You understand by taking this offer, you're going to give that trial right up?
Yes, sir.
And has anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record?
No, sir.
I will say, Mr. Ligon, that this reckless driving offense is pretty much one of the most serious offenses, misdemeanors that you have. It is punishable by 1 year in prison or up to 1 year in prison and $500 fine. It is also a mandatory 90-day suspension on your driving. That's a hard suspension, and it does carry 6 months. After that suspension, you'll be a restricted driver for some time. So with this allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, this allows you to come out of this with not even a misdemeanor on your record, sir. So let's say that. So let's draw your attention back to 5/25/2021 at around 4:50 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of Mack Avenue and Connor Street, sir. It says you were traveling eastbound on Mack near Connor. Did you have an occasion on that day to be pulled over by a Detroit police officer?
Yes, sir.
And on that date, sir, were you pulled over for driving well over the posted speed limit?
Yes, sir.
And Mrs. Bradfield, were you ever able to ascertain the other element of the reckless driving that Mr. Ligon was alleged that he's done?
No, Your Honor.
All right, well, will you stipulate to the face of the ticket as a basis for probable cause for the stop?
We so stipulate, Your Honor.
All right, very well. Mr. Ligon, I'm gonna find you guilty of the amended count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. That is a misdemeanor. I'll take that misdemeanor under a 3-month delayed sentence. And I'll take that one step further. I will dismiss that ticket immediately upon payment of $240. I'm going to put in the system, sir, November 15th. So that gives you 3 months to pay it, but the sooner you pay it, the sooner the case gets immediately dismissed. So it acts as if it never happened, sir. And I'm going to go a step further, sir. I'm going to order you to continue doing that work for the community as well.
Oh, very much so.
I didn't think I had to order that, but I'm going to order it.
It's my pleasure to do that.
All right.
Will. Yeah.
When can you pay that? When can you pay that $240?
I'm going online as soon as we get off.
And as soon as you pay it, it will be dismissed immediately. My clerk just pulled that file and she's going to enter that information in. And when you see that $240 fee there, you can go ahead and pay that, and then we'll put in there a dismissal, so it'll be wiped away.
So I just have to enter my ticket number. Is that correct?
Yeah, you enter your name. I'm sure you can just go with your name.
Okay.
But you have information there to do it.
Okay.
Very well. If there's nothing further, I'm gonna that'll conclude it. I'll see you in the future, sir.
All right. You all guys have a blessed day, and thank you very much.
All right, very well.
All right.
All right. This is the City of Detroit versus Germaine Orlando Gully. Case number U595-86921. Appearance for the record, please.
Daphne, on behalf of Mr. Gully.
All right, Mr. Gully, you want to put your name on the record?
Germaine Orlando Gully.
Okay, Mr. Gully, there's an offer here in the file to plead to the amended count of disorderly conduct, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Gully, that's going to be a $240 fine, and you're going to have to take a misdemeanor morality class, and you're going to have to take STD, HIV test.
All right.
You want to avail yourself of that offer?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: do we need him to do the? Do we need him to take the factual basis today, or can we just get him to probation? Does he have to be sentenced to get him to probation and take those courses, or can we?
No,
just
Your Honor. He can on his sentencing day, he can make sure everything has been completed.
Let's do that. In the interest of time, let's do that. All right. I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you a number, sir, and I'm going to give you a return date. I'm going to give you 30 days.
Okay, let me grab a pen so I can get this number.
Well, do we have to take the plea today in order for them to?
No.
We can do it all on the day he comes back. September 15th, 2020. 21. Set it for another pretrial at 8:30 a.m.
So when I take care of everything, will it be over that day?
Bring that $240 in on September 15th. Bring proof of that misdemeanor morality class and proof that you've been tested. Those test results will be private for you, and be ready to tell everybody in YouTube world and on the court what you did, and it'll be over that day. It'll be it'll be over with the misdemeanor amended count of disorderly conduct. You have that number? Right. Just have them call probation?
Yes, sir.
All right, if 313.
Hold on, let me get a pen. Hold on 1 second. I didn't want to leave the camera.
I thought you were doing that.
I didn't want to leave the camera. I'm kind of scared right now.
You ain't scared. You're not scared.
What is the telephone number?
Telephone number is 313.
Yeah.
965-3414.
Got it.
That's probation. If you have any problems, call the courtroom at 313-965-2402. 2402. All right.
All right.
If there's nothing further, sir, make sure you have all of that documentation when you come back.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's call, let's get Officer Anthony out of here. What's new? Who's he on?
Greenstein, the last one.
Greenstein.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is the city of Detroit versus Norma Greenstein, case numbers SP 115-289-32, SP 117-68889, counts 1 and counts 2.
Your Honor, it's also one of the first page.
All right, and this is case number SP 115-28931. Appearance for the record, please.
Dante Goss on behalf of the city of Detroit.
Daphne Bradford on behalf of my client.
Okay, and Officer Anthony, Joseph Anthony. All right, he's not responding. So let's say this. Today is the date and time set for a trial. And Ms. Bradfield, we're here, it's 11:33 now. The case was supposed to start at 9 a.m. We had the officer here for quite some time. You have any reason for your client's absence today?
No, Your Honor, I have no idea about his whereabouts.
All right, very well. Without hearing any excuse for absence, at least, we're gonna enter a capias on Mrs. Greenstein's behalf, failure to appear today as the date and time set for a trial. We have all the other parties here ready to go, and Officer Joseph Anthony, who it seems to be muted and probably been waiting so long that they're doing something else. And we have the city attorney here ready to go with not having the defendant as part to proceed, so we'll issue a bench warrant and a $0 bench warrant on this person's behalf, and entertain this at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There's nothing further than we'll move to the next case. Officer Anthony, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Officer Joseph Anthony from Detroit Police 4th Precinct.
All right, very well. Sorry for the delay in that call into that case. We're really waiting on those phone numbers to find out who those were to make sure that wasn't Ms. Greenstein. But hearing no response from Mrs. Greenstein, we're going to take this on her behalf. A $0 bench warrant will be entered into the system. Officer, we will note that you did appear and you have been here, and we appreciate your service, officer, and you be safe out there, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're free to leave, sir.
Thank you.
All right. This is the city of Detroit versus Jetta Green. Case numbers SP 1036759, counts 1, 2, and 3. Appearance for the record, please.
Daphne Bradford on behalf of Ms. Green.
So, Ms. Green, let me ask you this. Do you have a registration or insurance for the vehicle?
I'm not driving right now. I haven't been driving for almost a year, 2 years.
Yeah, I'm about to say 8 years. You've been driving years ago, it seems like, because that's what the nature of this charge says. But based on that, ma'am, there is a offer here in the file that allows you to clear this up with the amended count of failure to display for the driver while license suspended repeat offender. That is a misdemeanor, punishable by $240 fine, and that will be abstractable to the Secretary of State. That'll incur a further 30-day suspension, but that won't carry any points on your driver's license. And the other 2 matters will be dismissed with the stipulation of probable cause. I'll give you as much time as you need to pay. Would you like to avail yourself of that offer, or would you like to take this matter to trial? You do have a right to a trial, and I can set a trial date and have the officer come in on that date if you want to.
No, that's fine.
What would you like to do, ma'am?
I would like to pay the $240.
All right, ma'am. Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Green, you can put your hand down. Do you understand you have a right to a trial in these matters?
Yes.
You understand by taking this offer, you're going to give that trial right up?
Yes.
Has anybody offered you anything other than what's been stated in the record? Has anybody offered you anything other than what I just told you about the offer?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Mrs. Green, let me draw your attention back to just October 20, 2019, at around 4:06 p.m. in the city of Detroit, in the area of Chicago and Fitzpatrick Street. Did you have an occasion on that day to be pulled over by a Detroit police officer?
Yes.
And on that date, did that officer ask you to produce a valid driver's license?
Yes.
And you couldn't do so, could you, ma'am?
Correct.
Why is that?
I had a ticket in Lincoln Park that went up.
Short story. The license was at that time?
Yes.
Very good. I'm satisfied that and I'm going to find you guilty of the amended count of failure to display a valid driver's license. I'm going to fine you $240 with stipulation of probable cause. Counsel, I'll dismiss the other 2 matters.
We so stipulate, Your Honor.
Okay, very well. Mrs. Green, when can you pay?
Is it okay if I pay Friday?
Yeah, very well. That's sooner than I was going to give you more time, but if you can clear this matter up by Friday, then I'm going to put in the computer, ma'am, that you pay by August 23rd, 2021.
Okay.
If you pay it by Friday, you will be well on your way to getting your driver's license. Let me say this, ma'am, I'm going to waive any warrant fees, but you're going to be responsible to pay the reinstatement fees. Now, I'm not concerned about the reinstatement fees. The only thing I'm concerned about is the $240. but it appears you have 3 reinstatement fees of $145. That's a total of $135. So to get clearances here in the 36th District Court, you're going to have to pay that $240 plus that $135. And you'll have clearance, so that would be $375. But all I'm concerned about is the $240. You pay the $240 by next week, and the case will be closed out. And you'll just keep in mind that you'll owe another $135 in reinstatement fees to get those clearances. You understand that, ma'am?
Okay.
All right. If there's nothing further, ma'am, you have a very good day. Okay. Thank you for your patience.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Okay.
All right, Mrs. Layton. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for your patience, ma'am.
Yes,
I understand it's been a long morning. Let's call the case of the city of Detroit versus Sametta Lee Layton. Case number SP 11005631. Case number SP 11005663, counts 2 and 3. Ma'am, you're going to make this a little easier for me in that I see that you paid a civil infraction, ma'am, of 2 civil infractions, 1 disregard a red signal and 1 no proof of insurance that went along with these tickets. I can say this, ma'am, I can dismiss the matter because you automatically signed up for 2 points on your license when you paid that disregard a red signal. So I will dismiss this matter based on payment of those fines. I will waive the strike that. I will waive the warrant fees, and you'll be responsible for the reinstatement fees. That's 3 fees of $45 a piece, totaling $135. Would you like to take that offer, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Based on the payment, I'm going to dismiss the 3 misdemeanors. I'm going to waive the warrant fees. You're going to be responsible to pay the reinstatement fee.
And do I pay that at 36th District?
Yes. And that's based on your payment of related civil infractions. Okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
If there's nothing further, ma'am, you have a very good day.
You too.
All right. Let's see what Mrs. Green had those things as well. She have related civil infractions. Hers was older.
Yes. Oh, Zeta?
Jetta Green? No, she didn't. Okay.
No, she just said 3, no.
All right. Based on that, I think that will conclude the matter today.
All right, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Bradfield, for your advocacy. Thank you, Madam Court Reporter and staff. And if there's nothing further, we're gonna log off.
All right, enjoy the rest of the day, everyone.
You too.
All right, we'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.
See you this afternoon, Your Honor.
Yes.